Because I mean, it just baffles my mind. The things Mwankasa Mukatia Ekufuado. No more yet. You just and no Oliver Voma even when as a Ghanaian, he has the right to speak his mind. No, and that day on camera muntimahu. On camera intimahu. Until you have two scandals coming up, stand up with then you have the big push. Any other things. I pray for President Mahama say his appointees will not disgrace him. Because even this one, even for Sami Jemfi's name to be involved in it, na me one mama Sami Jemfi. Me one first started with Sami Jemfi chiche sika $800 to agrada. Then I did sign a contract. Clear case of conflict of interest. Until nobody should come and give us the cock and bull story about Obianco Divi. We understand, but I'm saying that their lines are blurred. The lines are blurred. Ghana, mama yem share or mine here, yo, and no money can crow. Ghana na conflict, try home, Iran near the air, cocaine and for the atem. Say Bank of Ghana na can clear no. Or see, it poses fresh inflation risk. That's Ibrahim any businessman or doing any business. There should be a separation between his business and his relationship with the president. When you blur those lines, it's a recipe for disaster, and it's a recipe for corruption. That is the bottom line. And no more loan in Tiasiano. You don't need to blur those lines. Politics is a clear cut. Me pay that lumba be say me pay nchire ye nipa beyebi. And I was sorry obi a or a financial person or ye finance what money are there. Or MPP, but his background mainly is in finance and economy and all that. Wabin was our area anymore. And our professor you'll be a leadership expert. He understands the issue. Leadership could do PhD level, so you are not playing with the America for stop playing with him. Stop playing with him. On leadership issues, and that's why we need his expertise in this area.
Party Emwa. Your party ni be bia and say you say no as I say o support. Yes, our party na crasa intimate trust. Obu party bi mu asa. And inti opposition bekasa no ne bekasa oh propaganda. Na fe ofisu anu hu say oh say me hu ya enka manya ni sa. Ma menka asem se nanado e perform ya the second term na enka amma Mahama lifeline ama. Another performance amount for kan and then ma President Mahama lifeline a man is back. Now you can't enema bibro why you hear technical explanation. Say young crop on the bibro why the to boy. Now I just ye no DHA. And she said, ya basse ye the technical adwen can say ma ono antias yes sir. And as a so tiny panels was say be a juma cry near Jumanian near the school na ye. Obu owa wanko school enso obofie nyansa otimi ye adwuma ne ye de ne eboa man mane ye ye ka krobodu se nom ye de emu ye man emane ye nti loyalty here but blind loyalty e na ekuyen esan so nipa oh bi antimi chama 1 ye bebo abodin sesi a no na fe unse wanye hwe na so na aka achi ye ka conflict of interest and scandal niam bebre wom. Na your politics na ko ye low politics. We them yen and omo and blame game. Muna mo can say yen ye can say and you just send bebre. But me no me a servant of truth and service. Enti so obi be mami bibi, obi mami bibi no enya ne hia me. It's a position where we are saying nyina betumi anya. Ye president of Africa bebre or ye president of Africa, but we free Africa no be obi anim no, na more ordinary person.
Yeah.
No America, we know be our ha. And the leadership here overrated. Send ye de why your hona me ye say na unimine, you know, and yes, I chayanum. And to see a case conflict of interest, a yes situation be and now say event be a bit me a compromise with decision making now or the future. And a bit me a actual, a bit me a potential, a bit me a perceived. President no jet no. Yedi kano bone anasade enye no na enye no matter who is leading it or who is behind it and your friend the law of categorical imperative na Emmanuel Kant na this ethics in the by enti se maybe what we ya fam adwuma emfa ne se EPA ya ban adwuma ya fam se me CEO na EPA so new tool am de be adwuma ye car am de be call inspection na mo me brother na ama me car se memfa na memfa nkoye adwuma ebetimi create potential conflict of interest. Why? Because me use private car for an official duty. And it's a BBC. Why now kobusa no? Because it was both private and public underpinning. That's yes, yeah. And my men fair no private jet mu. Your president any jet. Said the only pabako for 70 million private jet. Ghana crony intimate. Burkina now can almost 10 jets. A year air Burkina 10. Small boy.
10.
They have 10 public a year. Air Burkina. Now say me ko Ethiopia almost over 120. Air Ethiopia. And here in Ghana, ye go there will be boss sergeant diamond lithium ye yentimin top private presidential fleet. And my president we need to care for our leaders. The safety of the president, both MPP, NDC, CPP, whatever party you belong to, your responsibility. But your politics in yentiminye and you see a way and our France, no, a November. And the president, ne brother, yentimin Toby, ne brother, de ne diamano. Young funny say, knock on the wood, BBAC. But BBC, you use private jet for a public official responsibility of our president. How do we fix it? Yakotamano, and I see a koyani day because now even though no one fan borrow no and I say one fan renting no oh president na Ghana na efuele say your banner maintenance do one yen yebeye nti na kana bi ni ye boy anyway so one nti ade na yebet ye ho betimi asodi a sika ahe na we spend 94 million our National Cathedral just foundation. Sika wo ho auditor general say last year nkwan $2 billion sika a fine individual sema yentimi nyeye. 2 billion public money. Yen here for sika 2 billion individuals FI. Yentimi spending 100 million and not 200 million. Sorry, yentimi fanto presidential jet. But akwesa mo kan say nti ana we no mo ka say nti no yentimi nkwankoto. But me pese me conclude na me nua nso ka bi say ye nyina ye responsibility as a country say you protect your president. Say the South Korea okoye no almost a contractor na ye 2.2 billion. I be agricultural ni nyama ye visa waiver say obi ko South Korea enka onya visa no wakọ. Enyama omo ye ni nyina ye nyama omo ye edi aboa Ghana.
Exactly.
Nanso no say untimi mfa commercial flight na won fa mfia na akosi ha na wa ye transit wo ba bi na dia koduru ho uwia schedule say dia ma ni nyina no emfata yen asoman enti minuanom esese yen nyina yen asede se ye beto jet and as a presidential fleet am I a president say MPP na so no say NDC also ni obi beka no obeka but ye hwe cost and benefit cost of just 100 million and 70 million Ibrahim Muhammad ye otoye no na ye de share president for 4 years na other international travels I hear a lot of policies because as president as I say public policies otu one among your economic policies otu one among your social one foreign one as travel otu one among your fiscal one and your monetary policies ni nyina no so no esan say your democratic governance intino as I say timamufo no yanso ye wo ho asamuka sir because empanifo say oshagro way ya entino yen shall say me and a yatro abama mintini me yen yamepe. So the president is thinking about cost and the public trust. But yes, we safety of our leaders. Because America Air Force President ye bomb crowd to a yuma enkano. Argentina, if we are see be a born leader who buying, it's answer what could you at Obama and so merely do. And as your leaders in a Obama penny and Masamana. Because me baby na mo who me pese me some mine. And I'm out for who be mumuna say okay, ya person best me. Now two some de be ye jumano. Now say mon farmer mia. Then how do you want me to perform?
But Prof, Mama Nana Wabem, but Prof, don't you think there's also about said okay how NDC discussed Kufu at the time, no? Clearly he had a problem with that presidential jet, no. And he says to see Akrama ground DC France.
Yes, France.
So that in Kano cry at the time some private jet I say presidential one I say we need a new one. And now, Sikan Kufu the co high back could be an 25,000 a week or a day, no. And I
No more renting $14,000 an hour.
You an hour, and then Casasican, your boabuano. And Uncle Yadi, ye present mamma, so full like they Togo Ibrahim jet me, they can't because I'm asking this because of the over politicization of even national issues. Was it fair at the time? Say, instead of saying, can this people back, look, let's fix it, say, you know. Yeah, the politics are perhaps I don't know actually NDC this time.
Nyamekani say both NDC and NPP have not been fair to each other because blame game no does. Akwese obi eblemu no yonko na wona yese na yese. E ti say o ma wo fie na sebe ebia galom kra na obi afa ayusu. Na ofra obi ase it's not me. Obi ase nyo no a but ya yusu ade no. Enti me no ya adwen say yesi kasem senior president ka na na donko aboye e wo jet yi ho. Eni omo maintain fix kra wo France be si ne ye nwie ye ka ye bo wo ho. And then the NDC funds so after 1 year. President ko baby a car ye bo say ye rent you say obi ne brother na dey man wo na say fuel ye nyina no car ye bo no say ye de to ye dia enka ye enti aye ye nya obi kan ye ni na obi anka nyina no me gidi say nya ye say flying coffee na France say car ye dada now fixing say den ya cry egusu ye dada sa na play na ye hia mo no ebema the safety of your presidential fleet no mutu kwan na nkofa asem bia amra because eye na doso say obi be full plane bia no sro because unim ne besi because aye akwese utu kwan na trotro dada bi na wutim unim say ade ka idie say nya accident kwa tetanus ebema no enya asem ketua momie ntofofro because Ghana ye hia ye nusa we gold ayetu hwe diamond manganese ni bosite ni cocoa kra yi sika de ba unim say yenya ye che amanone kra no hwe sika ye de ma aban over 500 exactly
almost 8 billion
obi frame me beka say okaja say prof the solution in Ghana no is in the diaspora na answer na nyame kra no obebudu Jerusalem no he needed the diaspora to do that and menene ya adwen diaspora for me kan mati ekobi efe no diaspora for change. Na esese ye gina brochire for ye kan hu bomi ko shia dachi for bi Amsterdam abrofo a omo plan bibi on person be wa Ghana na omo gigi sika na unim ye ni hospitals e wo Accra nyina no oka Kolebu Rich Trust Bank Hospital UCMD UGMC ni nyina kaboma bed facilities enu 300 but mo ye Rochester ha Mayo Clinic. Oko bed facility e be 500. Enti adenti na yengi asase. Ne yensi about 500 ultra modern hospital in Mayo Clinic asi wo hey ofureta ba hey. Ne yensi bi wo Ghana. Unim ebeye hub Ghana will be a hub of health services. Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, Benin, omo nyina beba ye benya sika manabuso. In fact, na me pi say a friend is saying baby idea national cathedral krano nka yemfa nye Accra eye ana Ghana eye tse na London eye wo we na man for mehwe nkofo baba sika ebenya na
guys paper bi abehu odenta Accra
okay we are not entrepreneurial leaders now as a bibia na manage yema we free ye say adwuma kra yentimi increate di nipa 500,000 apply for job na ye 5,000 just 1%. So, and ye ni plan bia ye de man crofo adwuma. And ye ni plan bia for a lot of the policies. Akwa say emergency. Me a match on technical ideas. Ye say nye say ne baby ya. And the planning is lacking. And then because
maybe one of these days your baby are one-on-one on the diaspora, you know, because you see Akrobia sending message and now say boom so say how can I join the diaspora for change? Very interesting.
Okay.
Remember, I'm making you on it, but my man and I am remembering, and I just a quick one on there, you know. It's a quick one. Let me listen to you on playing Asem. No, Prof, I changed the conflict. Then I like sending Prof my the technical definition say potential compromise, perceived compromise, and actual compromise. 3 dimensions. I like definition of Prof. Demand. But Nana, what do you think? President Mahama or then whole to that compromise man a potential and there's an actual potential compromise with Ninian play now we used to know.
I think so. It's concerning, right? It's concerning on the idea. This is a former president. This is not even, a new president, right? This will be a Hinida wasn't the vice president. So you expect, understanding of these things, it should be at the very highest level. It should have no inclination of we discussing it now. It's not good for mankind that at this point in our history that we have an experienced politician or experienced president leading us, that we are having a conversation at this level. Yes, or the saying, it demeans our political maturity. What you say? Because the issue is, Sister Fia, if tomorrow or the saying Bamia becomes president and Samira buys a private jet and
Bamia microphone fantastic.
Ochina Bamia be president, na Samira koto private jet na Bamia use. Like what would that mean for us? In Tiwan, they would defend them. Think about it in those terms. It's not about the fact Ampa maybe Niniano for all true and purposes or they might at a cheaper rate. That is not the argument here. The argument is because as a president, you send a lot of signals out there through action, especially president now executive president. People are looking at you, they are watching you. Until you don't want to send, even the inkling of signals to any appointee, say these things are acceptable, especially when you have done the very mature thing of bringing up your own code of conduct, which for me I thought was
our code of conduct.
Yeah. I think that was one of the best things that happened in the first policies bill or the buy, bringing code of conduct, because I've always said some of our problems is ethics. Some of our prof can honesty. Our honesty level so you more need the way you ethical issues. Our society has very low ethical leaderships. Issues, what you here. And because of that, you need somebody at the highest level to demonstrate a certain acceptable minimum standard of the code of conduct and also ethics. So I think, that document was well intended. It was all good. It is our aspect where, I thought you were setting up a certain standard for everybody to follow. Or why will you fall into this trap? But Sister Fia, I think it's the issue of the pragmatism of politics meets or the same rationality. What is here? And I think, sir, Omampehini is in the fixed because Ampa Mesha Kalistos Mahama or Trobi.
Executive secretary, the buy,
I Sister, if you are with the politics don't change, the if we're in a normal classroom and we are doing rationality, we are not doing politics, we are doing state building the state. The otro in our market and give him 100%. I fully agree with Asem can because Ghana, if you look at our stature in the Committee of Nations, now we share your stature geopolitically. We are not like any other country. You were a certain or the same respectability be about our foreign or the same ministry and our foreign relations with countries and the way we play and how they value us. Into Omampehina Quantune and yet President be as or Quantum President Bina or committee also commercial flight. And that is the reason why I think people like a Blackwell and Co should not occupy the political space when it comes to this conversation, because they demean the essence of governance and they demean the confidence and trust that citizens must have. Now,
as a person,
him as a person, people who talk like him in opposition, and at the time, I think it wasn't the good example to showcase for your presidency, because you kind of expose and ridicule the office. Like I always say in political or the science, when we are talking about leaders, we don't talk about the leaders as a person. We talk about the office, because tomorrow that leader will leave and another person will come into that office, and into that we are called that office all the dignities and all the respect then that is required of the office. But oftentimes, we go after the person, we demean the office, forgetting say tomorrow another person will come into that office. Or China player or man paying so playing as a professor can because we are building a country, we are building an executive presidency. Tomorrow somebody will have to come into that office and function effectively. Into year 12, we are not buying it because Akufo-Addo ejapade and I say John Mahama ejapade. We are buying it because the workings of the office, in Ghana, our importance in geopolitics, our importance in diplomacy, our importance in engagement on even security issues across West Africa. No, we interact a lot. And there are sometimes, sister, if you have meetings here, and you have to flight, I go book a flight too. You need to be on the quick to be able to move out and go and engage. What you say? And some kind of idea. If not for politics, why not? That is a very perfect justification, and I believe all the MPs, parliamentarians, they know that. But our politicians play on the vulnerabilities and the ignorance of our population. So what I say, because most people don't understand the workings of government and how government works, and therefore they make it look like it's some simple idea. And I realized, I could see that. I mean, reverberate in Bagman's comment about some people say MP square here by economic. And I laugh. How can we reduce a serious country, serious governance to have some of these, conversations? That to the extent that the Speaker of Parliament will avert his mind, or the Nigerian member say he'll be addressing the issues. So be a comment to say members of Parliament they here bicycle. They don't need 4x4 can at the moment. And politicians don't want on my own.
I mean, your bicycle, no crano, bicycle in a walk crowd here, or they find the Aquajuma.
And no, Prof, and no issue. No, I am a person idea who compare Europe. Europe, they have a well structured lanes. Yeah, lane for bicycle.
Netherlands.
And one more travel long distance.
The Prime Minister of Netherlands, only office. My question governance system, only office. Oh, do maybe not the laptop is one way, but the whole bicycle is respected than even car.
Bicycle, lane. Even lanes for bicycle no motor. It's well structured. Yeah, bicycle.
Environment different.
The contents are different. But Dr. Nyaho Tamakro Yaibo TV3 just 3 days ago. Now, Kase, when he was in government, he was sent to Germany, technical system in that way, talking about employment and those kind of things. And I may suggest to say, baby, I will buy Obesia, who free a bam or baby 2 weeks, a baby system. Ghana need be a Juma or you see the problem why that's very important. Ghana need be a Juma or no any Ghana culture. And also, yeah, Juma or her until when we are able to fish Ghanaians, or more broach or more, yes, you might hear knowledge, 1 year technical diploma, 1 year technical diploma entrepreneurship, 1 year technical food or friends saying food track, no or the track how you journey 1 year into technical degrees, on year 2 year you see year drones.
You're conscientizing and crop for an answer okay because I dreaming yena wow can yeah, on my team, they are bro, but my man and I are the point here, they're now because you see, saying changes the mindset of my approach for maybe I'm more frustrated because probably by all there, oh, can't some kind of answer, some Ghana massa, yeah, they have a petty.
Yes, oh,
and then morning tea.
If you make us say, because talk where Chebi, na me a chebu to be tea. Maybe a simple person, Mijina, wow, be say, Asem anymore, baby. No, you many, Mijala, this so, Asem anymore, baby. The third time, oh. NDC professor no. I was shocked, sir. Nipa to me tag you be say political. Me buy school by me masters in me PhD. Me boss student no $200,000. NDC ni mo he. Me ma come school di me nim dia boa me man no. E be the scholarship na ba o mu wi o ma sa tena ha o man ko fie. Obi a the first degree, the master's PhD ni nyina ye Ghana ban sika. Wan ko fie ete ha. When you speak in as an party be send or person tia, now what tag or political party. Imagine. We
have the skilled people. Yeah, one more in the being economy and finance. But over Ghana, hey. You so sending idea about
identity. Uber Britia, yes, we African. Ukwa Chrome, I say, we American. I feel the end day.
Probably ever come with them. But I am your question on plane. That you think said the Nanka politics and NDC for no. What should President Mahama do about this? Because when you know to say, as I say, a top plane from our president. Near to be crammed armed forces, helicopters near the way I say helicopters, they come here this year. And going for how do we move forward? Push President Mama. What should we tell President Mama? MPPO them we supporting into playing from man so that we know that Senior Prof can governance it's at a cost, but we must do it.
Sister Fia, I think the honorable thing Abloko Kujetu must do is to apologize and set a certain standard for people to realize that politics and it doesn't help all of us. What I say, when you do the wrong thing and time catches up, no one, that will not change your position as or the same minister for or the same foreign affairs. That will not be the basis upon whom your mama will say may fire out. Mama can appoint and disappoint you anytime without any reasons, any basis. What I say, intimate say, oh yes, Anna, it will let people realize politics near to the bia the kasama no boroso. The kasama no boroso. Let's have the humility to accept we were wrong on this and move on. But to still make it look whatever you said stands, and where's Anna, your other opponents will not budge in quickly, sir. What you say? Intimifi say, come on, be no D for presidential jet, Sister Fia, it wasn't, good for our country. It exposes our president, it put the president at risk, and it's just unfortunate that a new president has come in and he has to deal with all the inconveniences. Maybe Sir Mampeni said, look beyond that, because when we were all Mampeni, said you will standards higher. What you say? We standard any minister be standard. So the other war minor, go ahead and do it. Even if it will mean people will talk, people will criticize. Eventually, go for a plane. Say Neo Kroma. Our history tells us. Go for a plane. Did go for use it? Go for did not use it. The I hear me young come say it was the same attitude. Bibi be able to be answer. What share? We usually tend to make a lot of noise about it politically. Share. Go for and see Jubilee House and can that's what the slave cast the whole. Jubilee House, Kofo ANC and Kande, that's what the slave castle or the amateur. Oftentimes we tend to do a lot of politics about it. Intimate say, presidency, it requires a jet if it has to be bought, buy it. But don't make it look so big or top presidential jet and just so insensitive. So politics now, politician, what the Moya, the Amopese Mudu, no one and Kofon so bad. It will be command us and say, Mumbumu, say Mumbumu. Why do you expect someone who accord you any level of respect? In this, it's a very serious business. And young for Sabi, and your decision on taking lightly. No, a decision who make here, you are making sound decisions for our country. Ebi answer papa, me papa why and wakoti no hu baby afi ofre amanfo bia so mebo no momba because you said the kind of campaign platforms so oba na chichire decision out taking it can cost a lot, it can bring a lot of problems, it can bring a lot of good if you take it and you take it well. If you don't take it well, the consequences will come, and when it comes it will be on you. It is the fear the American said the politics around the presidential jet, it was unhealthy. Akujetu Ablakwa must apologize for it and let Ghanaian people realize that kind of common course that and also President Mahama must go ahead and ensure he secures the seat of the presidency. So, your sister Fia, do you know what it means if a president loses his life whilst he's a president? Atame is there, let's not take it light. So I say it was a light, say Atame is fusion a transition, it wasn't that light, sir, but because the Democrats now much we kind of got around it. But you cannot risk the life of any president, whether you voted for him or not, because of petty politics, mere politics. In the system here, I will say, sir.
But do you think the Prof can is a potential conflict of interest? No, a bit because NDC for us, someone can say President person be high plane. Yeah, the no so the name say enye. Tina France for crash or mama plane you can for it's not even airworthy. Plane no cry airworthy. Into a mama plane you come on your no mama plane into no my DSU. Into some Kobeko high behind Kebabo Cadie and go use there. But you see the potential conflict and interest
there's a potential conflict there, but I can also understand why people are saying so. Kobeko high we say we are building institutions. What you say? If the cost of it requires or mine has to take the cost so that we can let people know that this is a no-go area. Let all your appointees or all government people will be realize when it comes to issues of ethics, the standards are very high. So even if it will cost the presidency to show that example, I think so be it. What you say? So be it, because society you don't know where that will end us. So what you say? Or no we maintenance costs no cry high. into maintenance costs near high, you know, meeting fly, no, so before. You don't want to give those rooms and those space, especially at the highest level of the presidency. You know, it raises serious issues, and the timing of it also. So, Sister Fia, I mean, it's not all positioning. I know you see the brother and a private jet, and then they say, oh, now all position that will not become an issue. But once you become a president, the whole discussion and now say expectation changes completely. So they are mature, and the optics are not good, especially for a governance process. You know, we don't want to allow for some of these things to come back. Intimacy say it's very concerning. Omunfa a canon to not play no. Omunko famra. Your mama is just a stopgap president. I can't deny him. 3 years, and it's out there, and that president will come and make good use of it. Sister Fia, now Messi also say, who said the entire Ayana president security, you know, we don't put it in private hands. And then they say there's a whole lot that goes around presidential security. So what I say, and no, the public don't see that. So Callistus Mahama Kasano, you can see saying it's right up, and you can see a lot of frustration because now he's faced with the reality and the pragmatism of dealing with securing the life of a president, and at the same time balancing all these different competing constraints. It come with the travel, and you can see the frustration. Why do we put you in a job when we have a solution clear before us? Now, I think, sir, it's a lesson for your political class, you know. And to be very honest with you, I think, sir, Okudjatona poisoned the environment for this conversation, and he must take the bull by the horn and be a man and apologize for it and let sleeping dogs lie. But I apologize now. Of course, I justify it. Sorry, Max. Now you don't show good example too. Or more Makano and more Makasa, and I think sir, it will continue to muddy the political conversation around the issue.
Oh, yeah, moving on. This alleged scandal, potential scandal, the idea about big push, no, but more so about the deputy, deputy chief of staff, and I saying.
No, he's a deputy chief of staff.
Deputy chief of staff.
Yes.
The issue about gold board contract, somebody near company. Another issue, we all know, say, under Kufuado, there was talk about family and friends and all that. In fact, our talk started from NDC. NDC, by first one, they were accused of doing family and friends. Then Kufuado by, even a bigger level of family and friends, because obviously, Kufuado more President Kufuado Abemo. But this one, because this campaign was very straightforward and there were specific promises made. Prof, what do you think about this? Because me who say gold ball for Abu say propaganda and for now.
Yes.
It was a properly arranged contract, a court tender, and no more award here. But yeah, as I say, I can ethical issue. It still remains say a stand near company and no more yet. First and foremost, Bank of Ghana Dino NDC made a lot of noise about it. Now NDC movie PMMC called Bank of Ghana Dino.
What can one say? I'm say beginning we intro no can when you know one say my opinion. Sometimes you know your programmer because what can be once I show opinion, no, I let it go. Meanwhile, Nanaya, the American say, Okujato opinion. I've done a lot of programs with Same. He's a young guy. Okujato opinion is 1 out of 33 million. That was his opinion at that time. And Okujato was appointed by the president so that the president can ignore Okujato and do what he feels right. Because Onona Oyi no as minister.
Okay.
Who your leader will be our best selecting the BI into your inner circle, no? It reflects on your judgment. And it's a officer Nyasameka, it's not tenable today because Asem bua obeka and right, then no one who say and said that why would dream one, then yes, and SSNK, no. Abrofubia Koya research at Ghana university be a pay will be 5 years. Now they wanted to know why Ghana for a year. A coma you crew and around us there be a corner a peaceful sir. Only what they found. Say Ghanaians live by the present. A young crofo you live say and they yarn you live by the present. Ye future near the the beer shed and high and sir. And the assembly bar within 2 weeks near Kaya Bobo one which pants and no be a corner baby. And the acquire in nature, your beckham was a passing strasem. That is the nature of a typical Ghanaian. A passing stress and to can because a ombe saying a politician being person because I say, oh, you run round. I've been threatened many times. Even run round, I say we will kill you, we know where you stay. Now why you ding now on come once because of his own come on. But no credit edit you So no credit to and now we leader won't throw wo and I won't throw some abeka because when you say no credit and I can scandal to say wakoto and san unimun sanom na wakoto beer na went me anom no wet me anom half per so adi saying you know the next say you know wakoto no wet me anom full bottle now be when the next day now num two I feel no drew to say state of Wisconsin yes you feel be binge drinking binge drinking is what one beer bottle 4 Gan will be to me no more time. And has a 15
brand so to minimum create.
Aye, obenum ni nyina gudi ye wo wi ana ayi waye gi ono ko ne baby. Enti etomre bi wo ha ye hwe na ye mfa nsem ni bi enye ye nipa baako.
Tinti de na ya ka se okujeto emme pacho yi we should
ignore that. Ana okujeto asem no okujeto asem no so be pacho wo so mpacho wo no the president as a leader have a responsibility and we as citizens also have a responsibility. Ye mpene my leaders become madam for your standing MP. You come for the catcher say, look, baby, I will take any car with you and yamayan. Would you okay with it? Bow ye leader. Yamayan, you know, ya pecassia, my baby, I'm watching a son, as citizens are. You're responsible, yes, say, and yamayan, see a leader, who baby or two cry enough of reference for bro. Patch all mammy will play in a minfanko, you see, and yeah, fair. Oh, me make aside say na me kira de me ye so practical obi a tiase enye fe mayen say oh bra pa cho ma nti say the next time na ne bra so bro me so me per contract bi na yi na o so nya yi a o ti me nya ene na ye potential conflict of interest no ene de bi o musa na hwe ba o kina na obusa na bibi a morally one farm na why your brother bonny because o hu kire no oboa ade na won so me hu kire me amoa and no any leadership we guard against. Na scandal no make no afese si a wonum nsa no no abeye drunkard. Enti wo ye leader bia no governance no scandal no be unity aba. Se when tia so a na wo gya na obi foforo so be try wa hwese a me so me ye say ya. Wo be hu no na fe akofa corruption. Na say wa ban. President Mahama pese o leave legacy. The leadership no is simple or pese oye open and collaborative. Na o pese reduce cost. Na fe o some build the public trust. This in Yamana president in the person here. No research Ghana. Or research we know the two one or bet was be on your win juma. Now scandal some of these things in if you my board chirping. And to my main church you must send here. Say your bad bidding process in procurement for no whole. Unfortunately, Ghana for fee say any policy be for procurement, which is wrong. Policy in for procurement. But your procurement for no home yen juma. Enti nkrofa bebede omo bedi a omo forms as say we ba omo wo tax forms say so do we wo ha oba bedi so na ne tax yi no awu and I said the license say won't you go through all licenses say so nya enti be nipa 18 and ababede baby we na 3 pe and meet all the criteria na menchiro aban mu security be wo ma mahu won krofo bi wo nya ba bia na me wo wonim say obi wo ha obi meet all the criteria. But the bidding price is low. Obi onso a omiti just half. But the bidding price is high. If you so we show as a board, abeko ko say omo omiti half. Na the bidding price is high no. A fictitious company ni ho. Ghana
anyone when you could to that baby.
You how crafty Ghanaians are. Any sensible board we are.
It's a creative scandal no for the political parties no.
If you are Ghana onim krono bokeke onu nti wo ye board I say na say grofo we will meet all the criteria you are looking for. The price is low. Until in your common sense now they come back wa or no meet but the price here high. But we na two na meet no eni hompo. Until na the bema way we be nya the bema no na you no so inside the binipa. You see how am tricky. And it's a wow fifi say muda bia no benya problem ye be use this ya because say no your mother no omonim system no they understand the system why you about CEO any minister no now so beto wo ho obi a technical for 20 years
it's
system no
say this gold board issue because na tami je fi nim say bia say
so enti nkrofo na attender so a competitive for you na attender company will meet you all the requirements no and then the price you lower. And now obia board bia anti board no we for policy any approval of these things oba no be church mu bu abe invite us mo me church mu then amu say be explain bibia in a PowerPoint actually say and I koto in koton kunyani say we are renovation ye say technical yini number be actual. No man can say be building a structure because Bank of Ghana building no one thing I mean when you say structure ni shaky cracks womb. A man for yes, cracks womb a dino
one of the reasons why Omune is so much.
Yes, a man for him. Me Crodo Ghana be biawo misem.
New one.
Yes.
So yes. And again, that begs the question, Prof. Why was the new one? There was so much politics about it.
Sir, on China, where you be a buahani abehuno, obekan ura inside in politics, and also language are different. And the politicians get things done, but they do it differently because your system, in fact, at our hands in Yama be brown to me. In public service, you can't do this, you can't do this. So, said the toilet roll crown over as a say what they call procurement. Normally, but procurement as a toilet roll near 2 cities and on quite a 45 cities.
Right.
Well, but almost procurement for now they do more juma. Now, besides say, I don't think I'm a firm which here many be 2 cities. Now with the other 45 cities, meaning someone to procurement for language are different.
And the system now Ghana
system is corrupted. The system is corrupted. Go procurement a honor no audit ne bano. Now the Melova Kasembi say, Niaoviano or you so clever say audit be anywhere between your channel. Entina ye court SMP before by omedisika or run unchiobia. And this is also by so unchiobia. Why? Because no receipt to be a we hear piano. Why yet walk and COCOBOD no wine. And so now you see 2 billion naira.
Very well.
Oh, and your system no. So if I am the president, those procurement near my any baby 2 pages per. So yeah. In fact, documents in the technical report about Buamenya report 188 pages. Almost a dissertation. Financial report.
Just so that we are quite reading.
That said they were Ghana technocrats in a yard, no, to do. Baduma say report to bar. The Jenny say they're printing so. Would they have
people like Sami Jemfi and all those people who complained about Nana, maybe a quick one on this reaction to that. And Mama, come Prof and say, is it possible say technicalities okay? Sami Jemfi and all those people know. Yeah, they are swerving or man because NDC made noise.
I mean,
as a new CEO, they also made noise against MPP. So if they are aware of all these things, I don't know who blaming MPP.
As a new CEO for new place, a different from baby away you mapping. Well, as a minister, no one call old ministry, and I say old one, and your master by the time you come back. And ye directors in if you management in your system in that way. Obia one is star. And the best leader at Ministry of Lands, can be the worst minister as Ministry of Interior.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's a woko now could drew her. Won't be a juan, the Oma is no more. Sabuna waba. And you understand no idea no so person yen juma on bet your language. You don't person when you
in this case, into purchases Sami Jemfi on this
what I'm saying is say you can say there's a procurement breacher. That is what the law talks against. But processes, bidding process, there's a tender. Tender no, go through processes. Crofobibri will be disqualified. If you are any persisting or apply, you disqualify by 10. Aka 6, na feni ye behwe nitty-gritties, we no bidding the omitting all the requirements, because we a renovation.
Okay.
The renovation was 11 million, and then the furniture, and also 3 million.
15.
Now, renovation and furniture. Do we decide as management and say you didn't bako and I say the company and you almost share okay, we see Obama renovation, Yanfani say we the 11 million, back the 15 million, back the 14 million. If you are no furniture and we the 5 million, 3 million and the lowest by quality na and you both in the renovation and then in furniture.
But I'm saying morally, ethically, is NDC correct in doing this when they complained about similar thing in MPP?
And there, sir. You leave it for Ghanaian. So when papa na wanye no Bible say abonimano. So I talk from the Judeo-Christian perspective. Say when papa, but waka say company and the meaty the tender process Owie ya no so no wan fancy and oboard the owner anything. So there's nothing hidden.
Okay.
There's nothing hidden.
Although I tender process one publishing, we don't
there's
know
nothing
what
hidden. Say company way and a winning here. Some organization will hide the company secret no my end, but your publisher mama from the company and a month for will say company no it belong to this person. That is where people are talking about inside information and all those things. I leave that to perspective of Ghanaians. Why? Because I'm a professor. What I do is when I do a research, I put whatever I find out there for different audiences to interpret the way they want. And that is how democracy should be. It can be, I mean, can be. But say, obedi do be a term now, you know, because Ghana for ya mature politics, and to be who born and found who school our call and our school our uncle, only say way wrong. And in future, no, we should prevent against that. That is the code of conduct that president here is okay. So, you cannot bait. When you say code of conduct, you know, or say, that is what we are pushing
for. Code of conduct.
Yes, I want a code of conduct. We say,
deputy chief of staff to me pay the contract.
Well, so we go to the code of conduct, and then that is where you do.
So this is a breach of President Mahama's code of conduct, me boy.
So, person build the case academically. Go to the policies at the mao, and I say the constitution, and I say code of conduct. And I say there has been a breach. That is the only way you build a cogent argument. But so many do be a term or no, and yes, I'm a boo of mine. My being no.
What do you think?
Like I said, it's also concerning, right? It's because of the issue of transparency. Because we say, let's say a restrictive tendering, what you say, not just a new beyond a man ever tender. And because of our perceive, Dr. Kano, the issue of perception. When people perceive say BB and also Timiko. So to avoid our perceived near they are now the cures and man. Transparency. So BB Hamu Biaden. Abede where and Uncle Bia and on the way we near. You cannot come back and make the argument, sir. The fact, sir, any company in law, typically your company will be different from the individual person, right? Mm-hmm. So that is the other legal side of the argument. But as to what I said, insider information, it was only made known just to a few privileged people in government. As I said, yeah, Abansas here or more complaining. The same principle. And now Abankas are more auction. Then I say for they don't go to public auction. Vomo, I think he's made argument about that thing. Ni Lanteba Nama, wow, Nipa has asked question that why is it that there's no public place auction cars for everybody to have the right to be able to auction? Exactly. Then the other just say just a few people in government because they have the privilege to be in government, they have that information. And then the way I understand I say, yeah, said you are pencophobia or Marco Abemo or more click or more and Eddie Nyomo. So issues, I think so we have to solve those issues across the board. Because the way and open and Obiako Bede in a later say where we near. I mean, and no crama while we are the Anocrano, will you who feed the process because you are able to justify that he came with this. But when you acquire this restrictive tender, it's possible you might have given some concession to him. There are some criteria would favor and you didn't use to favor other people. You raise room for all this speculation and all these perception issues. I don't think, sir, they've taken time to really understand what was in there and how that was a bit more restrictive for behavior. In law, sister, you can breach the code of conduct, but when you go to law court in the strictest sense of law, you might not have breached any law.
Exactly.
So sometimes those are where the difficulties are. And somebody will sister, if you have the back court on this, you won't have the basis to be able to go forward. What you said, because that might not have been because he probably used one of the available law, options available in law and all the other. But Amambo goes beyond just sister, if you are law. Code of conduct is a
exactly.
It's not your constitution.
Ethical issue, at least.
And in business, Abraboya born in Yebiano. This is a law. You never ethical standards be as uphold one in leadership. And the code of conduct from you was one very good tool to bring all these appointees to that level. Say, hey, beyond just what the law says in the books, there are certain expectations of us as society in this year. And some of those expectations are good code of conduct. What you say? and standard no more set looks like they're unable to keep up to the standard. And now they are fallen by, their own or the same code of conduct. So in law, there might be nothing wrong legally, right? But based on the code of conduct, like I'm saying, it raises a lot of issues about transparency, fairness. Was the process open? Where other people are aware? Where other companies have come into bid and probably offer something better than what chief of staff offer? And because we're chief of staff, I will win the bid. Now, how do you disentangle yourself from the argument? Say, win your information, will be mao. You cannot because of process now. You see, But if it had been opener, you could say, oh, this was an open thing out there. Obia knew it, and I also went in and I put in my bid. Eventually, on one more bid, me too, sister, if you will see it. But now the good thing in this, sister, if you so open say, walk around the law. Thankfully, there's right to information or the same. Right to request mechanism, right to information.
Yeah, right to information act.
So somebody will now have to go use that process to understand restricted tendering, how it was done.
Okay, so now that's what you are calling on somebody to do, to use that law to demand full details of the tender process.
Yes, to demand the particulars. If you are saying what you did was above border, let somebody use that process, demand the particulars, and then evaluate the criteria. Now I will set it up, and then see, if indeed Nipano met all the qualification. Also look at the other people. Sister, if the question is, Nipa 2-3 companies, they were all qualified equally. Who makes the decision now to decide that this person has to be the one that has to be picked? Into a honor they do who has the authority will make that decision? Or yes, our decision now. Sister, if you are on basis I feel catch and say why I'm from so at that point the matter will end. What you say, but say now. Other way no more debates by restrictive tendering, other people didn't meet it. Then on the face of it, it's obvious. Nipa no meeting the head. Yeah, the man. Intermediate, make a trauma say, sure. Amamu Casano, and yeah, and one say, yo, Casano, dear sister Fia, Obetibia Casa opposition that to I am Pia Cadia opinion. But when it comes to governance, real say, what the year, Jumano, sister Fia, to the Biana challenges the precious new woman ahead. Also. What you say?
Are you surprised, because there's talk of Oliver Boma friend saying there are more scandals coming out under the big push. In fact, newspaper Fourth Estate for say they have an expose that is coming out because road contractors they are party cronies instead of established road contractors. Are you surprised, President Mama? Obianim said a proper crack and say President Mama person Oja legacy. So are you surprised by this? And do you think he's still on the tangent say legacy no peso jana and conform moment ben no peso mo undermining maybe the legacy that he wants to leave?
To be very honest with you, I don't have any expectation about the NDC government. I just want them to surprise me rather and do something awesome for the country. But pass no have no expectation that they are coming to do something different, something unique. As far as I'm concerned, I don't have that expectation. So nothing surprises me about anything that happens in this government. Okay. The only surprise, I'm almost surprising me, almost surprising Ghana for say they should do more. They should be better. They should realize we've done better and better and better. That is the sweet surprise. But other than that, when it comes to NDC, nothing really surprises me because based on the experience, big push project it might be one of the biggest projects we've ever had probably in our country. Now, Bekachem say you are going to use 3 years. Our feasibility study now 1 year. Now, we could parliament now. Kasa Asem we are. Me na metin chena. Me nim se na mambu semte. Na me nim se na sahani ema ye juman. Me sure na me dimiti asero. Investor na. Or you more intelligent. Or you more on research. Only how these things play out in the workplace. Or sure budget no just handsome now kana. Or sure no asero. But for the politicians, it sounds well. For the politics, it's okay. But the reality will catch up. Sad near manu. Anything that maybe some of these issues are coming up because now you have to fast track some of the processes. Because one who say a Jumane woman then and if you have to do that, chances say over cut corners quickly to be able to get people to quickly go to site and start working. Because when you say you are working with tight deadline, well, I sure who was 3 years, and that's why you begin to trip Kakra because now you want to get things done quickly, and once you jump certain requirements, maybe say well, you won't yet be open. And this is what politicians do. What you say, unrealistic targets. wouldn't say project way a 5-year project, but because you want to do within a certain time frame, what they are better on now you are forced to go and work around it and meet near me so in now to execute this project. I will not be surprised because, like I said, no timeline on the and I realize that it's not realistic. 3 years for a project like that when you haven't even done the feasibility studies. I mean, Sister Fia, I mean, it's too much.
Nana, Prof. Abemba, Mami Musa, Nana, I say, oh, MPP for some more moral right, given what also happened under Mono. Do you have any moral right to question NDC? As you say, yes, NDC attack you people, but more moral rights, and more so there were a lot of scandals under you, conflict of interest issues, sometimes clear breaches of procurement law, even leading to era ABA AJ. Former director of procurement authority on who awarded contract to his own company. Does it give MPP for the moral right to even question NDC now?
It's not an issue about moral rights. So why fish who say me the bonnie no? You have the benefit of hindsight. What no position I did you have the benefit of hindsight. Now Obama will repeat this at the end. Why are you even going to ask the question about moral rights? So we are the one by yet and MPP before the casa. Then yes, you can go and tell them, say, hey, you did this, but you are repeating the same thing, and now you are questioning for why your position. You have the benefit of hindsight. Now criticize what Ghana phone. Forget about MPP phone. So the MPP phone pen Kumo. Ghana phone on what you MPP phone. What are you telling them? What message are you sending to them? Into politics, no, yeah, don't do it. Say MPP. Yeah, say independent people now who convince them. Wow, NDC phone now cast has some natural. What are you example? Ben, I would show them with what you are doing now. So, Sister Fia. Parties need they will have their issues, but sometimes if you say community will have one problem because sometimes the things that they call scandal in reality are not scandals, but they create this big picture. What you say, and then no more raising who into standard now. You can repeat that same standard to you because a lot of other things say PDS says and I'm PDS. I don't know where court be about in this case, but people said it was a scandal. I'm Niaman Bebra Amakan and Ebina Akoya Aban say when they come going to court to prosecute people, they cannot. Because Niaman what they call Mranenima, son of Prof. Kaino, and the Mranenima they might have followed down everything right. But one woman is for because of political effect. Okay, what you win in the political environment, you cannot necessarily win in the court of competent jurisdiction. And the judges are not there to promote your political interest. They are there to do according to them law and law only. Into politicians, let them face their own consequences about the things that they say about themselves. They will refine themselves. The disappointment will come. Their supporters will vote. With time, will say, no, game here, it's not helpful. The system will correct itself. Into the moment, why? No, population is wrong.
For final thoughts from you on this issue.
My final word and it's a na me say we have this beautiful country with beautiful brains. Ghana for no, they are doing well. Engineers, medical doctors, professors, architects, farming. I didn't think I yent come home near fanya dear moye home. Because no cranny say, and who yasan Ghana and Ibia be too quackot no be maso. Ibia where you chromo and a year near me ye, the hospitals a year, your schools a year, and can be a come. Now, my musa question. Say Republican Trump say all your war ni say we nyina na all my contractor. Who you say Trump or the Bema Democrat ni bi so no nya na. And the politicians say no mo adwene na etia no. Obi aboka, obi to be the $5 million not their cost support to political party. Obi de Crawford wo musika no ma ho den na anajo na bi nam afram plains nsuo iso. Ekoye campaign ko kasa chen Crawford. Na say party ni aba power. Na a big push contractor. Also the Komako video. Or Yes, a party Nangasama on Bepinana because positions cry channel. Obia didn't crop for 1 hour line with Godfather and wine. Those kind of things. And
even if one party no those things no.
Sir, there are many contractors in NDC. Omunya contractor omususu. And kakra no manya no na wo se wonfa nkoma MPP ni chese party nankasa kra mpene because mahama ho no sometimes his hands are tied party no structure
I absolutely agree
party structure ho enti position kra wo man no there be obi ka say there be Meaning, Atamos time or do be call, yes, say, yen no Ghana ambassador to US. In the end, my meaning your deputy ambassador when your ambassador no. And so president nominate you know.
Party for now one.
Party for Becca said no, ya the other is a party, ya big push near your point. Na contractors were party more. O see MPP for me, me were less than for the Abrama, yes, MPP for. Omo yegusie CEOs. Mahama you man for pushy for it, say. These are MPP non people. Why are they still opposing this for Jumanye? And your politics, sana akoye. Abroche dianka, aban bi fruits na ban for bar. Technocrats no be in Lusuna Juma. By the Nako say, Jumani ho. And she said, we are bar. Na say, Tiffany and Juma. I don't know more mube there. Sana Ombacano. 8 years, or someone who's what na swear you will be equally qualified with Mutifi. And it's only your politics now where you're mature on that level, no. But until then, he a big push, Mommy NDC for no one so here, you might ya MPP time for 8 years, as contractors, your mom must be here because Oko to the dinner no man the I say, yeah.
It's really a scandal in the sense of it.
Yes, scandal. Yes, scandal. Honestly, NDC you qualify one document be obey to me. I a big push project. And how they come people near where didn't the IAB for a why off and co road for 8 years. Then you need the now, Miss Mabaram bet me. I also mammy contract. Miss be the mistake animal who are day and me be Biabua party and to mommy and share no society
any final thoughts? The one who is talking about the reality. The reality on the ground.
And then the politics now, I don't have a problem, sister. If you are given a contract and we are getting value for money now, the
exactly.
Party, of course. Some no crane politicians, politics, I think some they don't let the people know. They make it look like, I mean, they are profit can Chrome you or more lobby politicians. Why did they do that? They do that because eventually the government will implement a certain policy that will favor a beer and a company and any interest and so forth. That is part of politics. It is our reality in India. Say what you say, it is part of politics. But the issue is, are we getting value for money? Or when you are questioning her, if you say we are having a productive conversation. But to tell me, say, MPP by power, not MPP contract and we shouldn't give him contractor. So that is not real politics.
Exactly.
And some or they say utopian expectation. There's nowhere in the world that Sanya man. So why will you keep yourself and ask about that about Sanya man? But the essay was said and they say a Jumane dia money pan, he's qualified. Is there value for money? Ghana you been a home for sure. So Sanya money you what there and then you can go hard on why I says I can't no then.
It's Nana where they quickly say. The same contractors and MPP one, equally competent contractors almost be more value for money when this it makes sense NDC for the mom. Then we have the right to talk about.
Yeah. I have no problem. So about no one year from the bar. He has every right to take them on. What you say? In sister fear, I have no problem. MPP ban no museo, Canada Japan or boy my contract. And I say or they say Mark Men what boy my contract not contract no follow the right law not and inflated. Who say okay. The value new if those things are okay, so be also money Burkina for and no money Mali for, or money Ghana for now. It's it's our reality. That is what politics is. It's about interest. Obi, your fair scholar B. David Easton, or say politics is about the authoritative allocation of what resources. Exactly. Who has the authority? Who not only to me a man is only then decide to say we are the quiet. That is politics. What you say? So one tears yes, and now would you ignorance? Open your BP. So BP in the system, if you don't want to be part of that ignorant group, what you say, politicians know they can play you. Politicians cannot play it because we know, sir, this is how governance works. Into my play, sorry, I'm sorry, say 3 years, I'm sure you one I want to say, Yanimidia, next year, dear, now who how a man work on a politician be, I'm a fat canana be on day, and the other. When you understand, you may be none, you may be here. How, but I know one tears here, dear, and you would be also. We cry on Mokan, because one some I can want tears here. Also, what pretend is what tears here. I feel do want to relate in the bar now, all kind of fraud. I cannot be responsible for your ignorance. It is a Obianco school, Obian who named Diano, Obian, Mamosem. Now, a bad politician, they are always away there, are going to be no money or more camera audience, be a audience. Now, when we say ignorant audience, no doors of power because we know how government works and the mechanics of how government operates. In the politicians know that. They are only evangelists, right? They are preaching to a certain target audience. What you say? because eventually they want votes. So if they will preach to that audience.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. It's just rational human or they say expectation. We do kodija. Some people do better. It's some American ever more watono. Some American.
Yeah. And said your movie and Yamakano. You see how, for instance, my NHIS office, NDC for call locking ho. I don't know how much money be. You know, you have to blame yourself because there is no way Obia Bena Obi Koka and Confontias Omudina Temse. I had a party be a woman with any a woman a platform to need days. So it's to choose where you belong. So go school. Now one ma baby abegina or more multi platform then you get O level. Some profit here now one out here. So what by ba and idea we because you are not a real kind of person. So it's up to you to decide. Say politician back some more platforms. So now we're low IQ into be far. You know, last week maybe I said something about say Mahama said Russia and Ukraine war now. Don't blame your IQ. Don't blame Mahama. Because of you with global geopolitics, I seem to baby maybe and can cry home from Maka credit the befoul. It is also Mahama can watch it's up to you. You have the right to also do your research and you decided not to do. You can't blame Mahama. I know the open to me, what I told Nadia. You're back or the other can't for one or the better Nadia. No. I also agree with Prof. Said the Prof can. His hands are tied. The politics time Mahama's hands. So also be my party for no. But
but sister, the say omuhunu say ruling government. I send an Prof can. And easy so contract to you. Say Mahama the genuine to Mobi. And you could do a interpretation or the work candidates in the back. There's this whole dynamics. Sister, if you near Bemuna with in China or Sha, you might look it might look simple, but with now Bemun, you might have people genuinely be any panel and sort of contract money. You might have people that will say, oh, their money because of a sort of will be presidential candidate. Within your own party, there will be this friction and sometimes politics like MPP and discipline. What parties no more people are playing.
Mame faye enso na wan fonti ase wo politics mo wo Ghana wa wo party no unya position a wo hu ye obi ahi obi pe wa yi wafiri ho abepe wo position opposition so gina wo kon so na wo wie na se wo ko opposition a o party ni ko opposition no nipa ba ko kra mfro wo jadum omo 4 years na 8 years a ko si se wo be san baba mu biem ye ma bibia na fiaman for shase frɛ enti sana omo politicians ni nim we have a lot of smart nkrofo or Ghana omo ntimi nya politics because atema ye bediu ne nsa be ka che no micro bi ka che ze na oya professor papa wa America nka oba betina Ghana no oba be ya politics you see asema ye be ka che no but adia ba ko pe na minim from me madisuom when he say in leadership no sometimes you have to allow yourself to be ridiculed. As I said, utimi bro wase nye di wo fro se na Yesu ye no o ma ye born asum tintasu egu so because of your nkwaje enti. Enti sometimes no ye mu binim ma from to that level no beka say ana professor remember na kodi nkomo eso bia na nka o ma ho kwan na wunya kwanya na ka betimi aboa wo man for more than because the smartest people in our country are not the politicians.
Yeah.
Adia ba koma hu no they are not the smartest in the room but omunim sanya ye ton ye ho. They know how to go to their level. So they are at their level. So I want to about that kind of comfort, that kind of likability. I know anything because he does that. Boys he messing for of course you will not do that until they can't trust you. And the relationship cry away. So when nipa no and comfortable around you are not one build the trust that you can have that lasting relationship.
What do you think about conform and another nyamena exposing NDC? Have you heard that?
Oh, politics there, opposition there, Obekan Yama Bebre, opposition and Casano. I've never seen Obi or opposition very happy that. Obekan Bebre, but so the power and shop and also repeating the same mistake for 69 years. We've been repeating the same mistake because meba be blame obi. So now me so me crop for bejeji. Then I will be a COCOBOD. Now me the first thing I do, me call baby and I say me ye financial audit. Now my year staff audit. I say who say a kase ne da ho. Staff near over staff. Now we are what Fred the outgoing executive say mumra me year no na after 1 year. After 1 year no what rule for 1 year I feel na beka COCOBOD problems. Nipa hina beji wedi.
I'll be and you exactly.
If you buy ideas odi kaya no ya say financial audit ni hu eka o mujaye wan the first ika me bi ko hu say obi e de afa Toyota Camry a former afa Toyota Camry any minutes bia mu STC na me ko hu ye any minutes bia mu driver na frame me ka kire me STC na me ko hu ye say ni pena kotua 20,000 Ghana cedis which is like $2,000 for a Toyota Camry or the call. So your system me I am very practical and nyame di me dua baby mamu say I didn't know person ye ni say that here. Okay. So enti mumaya mompa
you don't believe Nanado is vindicated somewhere somehow because of the numerous promises NDC here. You don't
Nanado na mu wechi nyame adi say oh yeah yamana
sister via
national cathedral mana omo we win 4 years one year some another 4 years.
Nanado we need 2 elections. So, and yes, we will lose election now. Obeka no Asem. Oh no, the Obeka bia no the we know we need 2. Into or no 2 times. Nanado so the other thing about Nanado, he is the most popular politician that have won the most vote ever in our republic. He has 6.7 million votes to his name. President Pierre knew when just have votes.
Yeah. And it's only make from beginning says Nanado a perform and Kamahama would never have come back a second time. And you know man a lifeline. And we have to learn lessons from these.
Nanado nyame de minim about these are the realities of life. Sister Fia, Ochina mama fiwa, what the opa may say.
They'll say the same thing, I know, right?
Another president will come. These issues, because life, these issues will come up. Intina, you need institutions to be able to deal with them because akwe nipa suni ebani ejuma the same people.
Institution can him say Trump will buy an American institutions in stronger and can say America.
Oh, coffee crack.
Ghana Davy and
redneck or more racist in can deal be immigrants at institutions here you mention no to me yes until let make the institutions work.
MPP USA while the politicians.
James.
Sister MPP
I
think so. Much with party in delegate MPP USA for some more mon consider. Me boss Janice Asari Bidiaku. In Washington DC.
I am one people somewhere campaign.
Yeah, platform. Janice Asari Bidiaku, MPP, Washington DC. Abranti we or call for branch chairperson. And Daniel Pokwenchi or also call for branch organizer or no Ohio.
And Dennis family
Emmanuel Mensa or no assistant secretary or also call for branch secretary. I'm say Josephine while I said Jacum or no so
if you are James number James Owusu or a vice chair call for main Okoyi Obaya as main chairman.
Okay. Cover chairman
or a vice chair no cover chairman.
Okay.
And John Bat Ado no for call for youth organizer. It is if you are sure or more mobile na teams on we qualified but me did say ebinemu akere say ejuma omo re no kra nyina him nti this if you are so be more opportunity na omo so be kere because we know the future leaders are they build your
prof they pushing the diaspora for no diaspora for no nyina for issue baby and then they can build Ghana. I think that's a good cause
around easily.
Yeah,
that's a good cause.
We show good luck.
So prof you say that's baby.
I wish all of them good luck, and I know said will do a good job. Made our OBBR say,
candidate for chairman there.
Oh, me feel said Jenny sorry, but the aqua show say he has the capacity and then the ability to be able to lead us because maybe I do this if we need more of people that can interface with Ghana for and we show now because of Nejumano and he has that flexibility to be able to fly in outside of the country and come back into when there are certain maybe he has a chairperson have to be there in Ghana now, he can easily make room and be able to work. Go and man, we need a lot of leaders, no more, who can be able to frequent Ghana and interface a lot more than just being chairman and sitting here and as for. And so it looks like they've shown that ability to be able to do that. But regardless, everybody that is coming, sister, if you when we say about one year, we have preferences and choices. And not just say, you are not good, but it's just a matter of we're going to exercise our preferences. If you say Jenny Sassari will show that capacity to be able to, lead, and I hope sir you'll be able to lead effectively. Samson at the new branch organizer, I think sir Ononso is a very formidable guy. Which means Ononso, he's always on the grounds and he's always interfacing with Ghana. And I think so we need more of those people. Nina, Chum and Ponsa. And also branch, he's been doing some good work supporting the.
But I send your contacts now and then
and then you have to bring them on and then Emmanuel Mensah, the assistant vice secretary, so I think so. Also call for secretary.
Why assistant vice secretary?
They will not call for secretary, Emmanuel Mensah, and I'm another lady, Joseph Wallace Jekum.
Okay.
And
so I'll work on it.
I'll coordinate and then they can come and talk about what they can do. Microphone my pen for my menena ka baby sister if you and answer one time maybe I'm rest in peace or the man here than us. So the Presbyterian na and then so boy and yet me the boy bra. Into baby I'm menana bit is a four dubia. I say on your 94 sister here, and April 17th, you could ye Papa Aqua, Bishop Mama or the Papa de Giant into the Yen financial former at for now and one for. This the family that's it for the opportunity.
That's me, Bushafoni.
All right.
I was about Nana and Nana, sorry, a finance expert or really economics into you'll be or finance needs to get massive, but it's also MPP. I think friends of Baumio said they all can't or more and penny for no. And he feels like MPP is vindicated somewhat, but governance no. Munya democracy and far more Ghana mine.